Welcome to Lunchtime with Liz. For some of you, you're going to be watching later on, so it won't really matter to you, but some of you who are watching as soon as I put this out, Lunchtime with Liz today has turned into afternoon snack time with Liz. Things came up, things happened, and family things, and I am thankful. One of the things I love about this job is that I can work sometimes, most of the time, around some family needs. So I was able to help my dad out a little bit today with some medical needs. So my video is a little bit later today. That's okay, right? So let me get started. This is the card that I'll be sharing with you. Love, love, love it, right? Okay, let's put that aside. What I'm going to be using is this, again, celebration pack that's called Simply Marvelous. And if you haven't seen this yet, look at all these different colors in here. Beautiful. They're just happy. They're happy colors. They're happy designs. Okay. And I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to be using one stamp set, but just for the words. So you could really use any stamp set you wanted for the words. But I'm going to be using this Flowing Flowers. And I'm going to be using the words right here that say time for a happy dance. I love that. I just want you to know that anytime my video is shared or there's a comment below or an order is placed through my website, I do a little happy dance. I do. I'm thankful for each and every one of you and the support of my business, and I just hope that I can constantly be showing you some new ideas and new products, and thanks so much. So anyway, I'll be using the words from Flowing Flowers. Let's put that aside. I'll be using this punch. It is Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Lovely Labels Pick a Punch, and it is in the annual catalog. I'm going to be using white ink. Now, this is the white ink I'm going to be using, but this is not what you're going to find in the catalog now, but we do have white ink. So let me just show you what you could use if you like the white ink effect. This is in the annual catalog, and it's on page 129. And it is number 4, Craft Stampin' Ink. There's white pad, and then there's a white refill. I would get the refill right away because these pads, the craft pads, it's a permanent ink. It's squishier. The whole ink pad is different than the other ones, and it tends to dry out a little bit quicker. So I would get the refill with that right away. So Craft Stampin' Ink white pad is what you're going to be looking for the white ink. All right, let me set that aside. All right, so I have a white piece of paper. This is going to be my base, and it's of 8.5 by 11 cut in half. Okay, we've done that lots and lots of times. Just going to fold that in half and use my bone folder to crease that well. And then I have a black piece of cardstock. Now this is going to vary depending on what you're using for your sentiment, but this one I have here is a 1 inch by 2 1/4 inch. Okay, this punch that I'm going to be using has, you can use a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or a 1 inch width to go inside here. And then look at the ends. You have 2 different options. This is like a 6-in-1 punch. You have 2 different options. There's like a flat option here, and then this one has a more rounded option. So I'm taking this 1 inch wide piece, and there's little guides here. I'm going to set that right on the guide and slide it all the way in till it goes no further, and keep it on the guides. It's a little bit short, so it's a little tricky, but we can do it. And then I'm going to punch, and look at that. Da-da-da. All right. That one's not great, perfect. Let me try this again. If your piece was a little bit longer, it would stick out here and guide it, but I'm getting so close to the end that I just have to be careful where, let's see. That one's better. I like that one. Okay, so that's what you're doing with that one. So you can do 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch pieces that will slide right into those guides. Let's move that out of the way, and that's my piece. Okay, and then here I chose 5 different patterns, 5 different colors from that pack of paper. You could use any pack of paper that you have and just choose 5 different colors, patterns, whatever. And then I have 5 pieces that are 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. So you need 5 strips that are 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. So I have my 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I took each of them and I cut off 1 inch at the end. You can do 2 or 3 pieces of pattern paper through your trimmer at one time. Just put them all together. Make sure that they're all together. And then I'm going to put it at the 1 inch and cut that off. So that's it, okay? We'll take the other 2 here. Just make sure they're not separating. 1 inch, keep them together. And we're going to cut that off, okay? And I'll put that away. And then what I decided is I just really like this swirl pattern. I want that one to be the most dominant. Okay, so the swirl pattern, and then you can keep it. You play around with what you want. You could keep it so that it's this and this. I just like, I'm doing the swirl, and then I'm just flipping over on the back to do the little softer design on there. All right, so I'm going to grab this. I'm going to sit down because it's going to be a little easier on this part to do. So we're going to take these pieces here, and I'm going to lay them out. Let's see. Put that there. You can pick and choose how you want your designs to be. Let me find the yellow one here. We'll do this. So you're alternating that you're having the long piece and then the short piece, and then the short piece and the long piece, and then the long piece and then the short piece. And it's great because all the patterns, packs of paper are the pattern papers. That's a lot of P's in there. A lot of pattern papers have coordinated colors. So you can just grab different papers from the pack and they will coordinate with each other. I'm going to flip that over. Okay, so that's our general scheme of what we got here, right? So let's take this one. And I'm going to lay this down right about up here. So I have about 1/8 of an inch. So make sure you guys are seeing that. Yep, about 1/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to take this other one, the little square piece of that same pack. And now instead of like putting it here and lining up, I'm lining it up with the corner over here. Okay, and there we go. All right, next one. And just work to line them up with each other as best you can. Again, this should be more fun than stressful. If you would like, when you're putting them down, just set them down. Just gently set them down. Don't push them down. Just set them down until you get all the way to the end. And then if you like where everything is positioned, then you can go down and press them in place. Go back and press them in place. But if you press them all in place right away hard like this, and then you get to the end and you're going, it's really off, you're kind of stuck. So if you're not confident on how that's going to turn out, just take it, set it down like this, and just set it. It's not really, if I need to pull this back up, look at this. I can pull it right back up. So just set them down gently until everything's in a spot where you want it to be. And then you just start working your way down. Hope you guys are having a great day today. My son is down in Virginia in the Army, and he said they're expecting 4 to 7 inches of snow coming up, I don't know, tomorrow or Saturday, something like that. But because he's in Virginia, they were told to expect that everything will be shut down for about 4 days. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That's Southern living right there. But, you know, we all have our thing in our area, right? Okay, let's put this down. Get that a little bit closer, I think. And I think we're going to fit just fine. We are. It's going to fit in just fine. that last one. Okay. How simple was that, right? Okay, and then if you like the way it is, then take it, turn it over, and push everything down. But once you press everything down, not that you can't, but it's a little harder to pull the pieces back up without ripping and making a mess. So just wait till you're done, you're happy with everything, then press it all down. So that's what we have at this point, that design. All right, I'm taking this little piece that I had cut with the punch earlier, and I'm going to use the white ink. And this is black. This piece of paper is black. I don't know if it's hard to tell that in the camera or not. And again, guys, watch. We just need to tap, 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 tap. Don't need to squish it. Just tap. Tap. Time for a happy dance. You could use this for a birthday card also. You could use for someone's graduating. Lots of things that we would do a happy dance for. Because it's a permanent ink, the one I'm using now is a permanent ink, and the one that you would be using that's in the catalog, if you're getting the craft ink, the white ink in the catalog, that's permanent also. Because of that, just make sure you clean it right away. Okay, and I'm just using the Stampin' Mist and just clean it right away. All right, this, if you have not seen this in person yet, this is super cool. This is white frayed ribbon. It is in the mini catalog. Look at this. It's real soft. And it has a fraying along the edge. I really like this. It's ribbon without being, it's not fancy. It's just casual with the way it's designed. I love it. So anyway, I'm going to cut that off. And I want the ends to match the fraying on the side. So I'm just going to pull a little bit. Just gives a more of casual look to it. And pull a little bit on this end too. Okay, so this is your ribbon. I'm going to turn this on the back. Put the adhesive, and I want my ribbon to go this direction. So just put that here. And then I'm going to use the black dimensionals. Okay. I have a newsletter that just went out yesterday. So if you did not get that newsletter, if I don't have your email address, that's just, yeah, like I said, if you didn't get it, that means I didn't get your email address. So if you would like my newsletter, just shoot me a message and I can get that out to you. We're going to press that down. I don't like that totally hanging over the edge, so I'm going to just trim it back. Trim it just a little bit. And then we'll go back and refray. But yes, if you would, I just send a newsletter out once a week, generally speaking on a Wednesday. But you know, sometimes life happens and it might go out on a Tuesday or a Thursday. But it's one time in the middle of the week, I send out a newsletter with what's going on. So if you would like to receive that, shoot me a message, let me know. Okay, and there we have it. And that's the card for today. So I hope that gave you an idea. Start creating. Feel free to send me pictures of what you created. If you're on my Facebook page, you come to Stampin' on the Rock on Facebook, and you can find me there. And you can post pictures there. I would love to see that. So that's it. I'll talk with you later, guys. Bye-bye.